everyone. Welcome to the Mishmash Entertainment Podcast. This week we have Matthew,
DJ,
Sean,
and Miki.
And this week I think we're just going to start off with talking about games we've been playing.
Pretty common topic that we've been talking about. I don't think we've done it on purpose.
Yeah, but it's been a while since we've really talked about it last time, I think.
It has been.
we play a lot of games.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
you
I was
guys
video
might.
games. We're not talking about board games. We're not talking about role-play games.
Exactly.
We're talking about video games.
Video games. Well, that's the
Uh,
longest thing to play.
eye roll. Severe, heavy eye roll.
I've actually been playing a new game since we last talked about this, which is a first in a while. I started playing a game called Dead by Daylight, which a lot of people actually know about at this point. But I finally got into it. I've had it sitting in my Steam library for months, but my computer couldn't run it. Sean finally got a new computer that can run his games, so I got to use his laptop.
It's my old computer. It's
Yeah,
actually
but it's
worse
better
the
than-
laptop.
But it's better than my computer, which is pretty pathetic considering I only got it a couple years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, but it can't play. Anyways, so I've been playing Dead by Daylight. One of my friends has been showing me how to play it. It's a lot of fun. I've only really played as a survivor, though, and I've not been doing that bad. I did try and play as the killer once, and
Did you get anyone?
no.
No.
I didn't realize that, because when you're playing as a survivor, you're sort of playing in a third person. When you play as the killer, it's in first person. I did not know that, and not only do they not tell you that the killer's in first person, but they don't tell you any of the buttons to do anything until you need to do them that instant. So, I had no idea what buttons I needed to hover my fingers over. I didn't know how to do it. I'm bad at games in first person. It was an adventure. Somebody in the group told me I did really well. They were lying.
Yep.
The game was over in about 7 minutes.
Oh,
Usually
Lord.
they take 15 to 20. I
Yikes.
did really bad.
You gave them good experience, though, unless you were playing in a private game, in which case...
No.
I was gonna say, does the game have like practice mode where you can practice being the killer so you can learn things?
No, there's no tutorial. You just jump
Is it just
straight
only
into the
online
game.
games?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, generally on PC, you can change control bindings, and you can look up the controls beforehand.
Yeah.
This is a
Pro
good
PC
point.
gamer tip.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Just in, Matt's a pro PC gamer.
Oh, totally. I'm not bad at video games at all. I'm great.
No, Matt's the best, don't you know? Yeah, I didn't think about that. So I had no idea what I was doing. I did really bad. I didn't go back. I wasted a lot of points trying to level up this character so that I could actually get in a lobby. Because at level 1, you can't really get in a lobby as a killer for some reason. I waited for like 5 minutes and nothing happened.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, well, you create a lobby as a killer, and then I waited for like 5 minutes, nothing happened.
You think
so
that
I just
people would want to get in on a level 1?
Well, it's an
killer?
automatic thing. It goes by level, so
Oh,
you get in
okay.
with other people the same level. But so I somehow got a shitload of points. So I put them all into this one character so I could level them up. I got them to 3, and then I could play. But it was super hard, so I
Wait.
did it once.
So you don't level up by actually playing?
No. Well, you level up by getting points, which you get from playing. So if you do really well, you get a lot of what they call blood points. Otherwise, if you don't get a lot, then you don't get a lot, whatever. If you do bad. And then outside of the game, you have this tree. I forget what it's called. But
Is
you
it an
use...
oak?
What? No, it's not an
Maple?
oak tree. No.
Oh.
Maybe it's a web. I really don't know.
It
was
was
a
Charlotte
Charlotte.
with Stu the Spider God.
It's a
That's
tech
web.
tree.
It's a tree, and you use your blood points to buy abilities and items from this tree every time you buy one from a whole section. Like, it'll have 4 or 5 for each level, and then you go up to the next level. And then eventually they start getting more expensive.
So when you start out the game as a killer, like a level 1 killer doesn't have as many abilities as a
Exactly.
higher level killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like subtle abilities, like in a certain situation you gain 3% movement speed.
It's not always that subtle. Like, there's an ability so you can see downed players as the killer, which is a huge advantage.
That sounds...
Yeah, especially if
this
like
is
set
what
up
I
a
don't
trap
like
or
in
something
games.
and they get hit with
Yeah.
it.
But
Yeah.
I feel like that's also really high up. Because,
It
like,
probably is.
a level 3 ability for the killer that I played was she has axes, and it was like you can put tape around your axe handle, and you have better grip on. I don't know. You
Miki,
can
let me
hold
ask
more.
you a question about this.
I don't know.
Nobody's gonna...
You should be ashamed.
Well, you
had to
ask. You had to ask a question.
I didn't have to. I just wanted to set up for that. So for example, so you can't play again. So if I were to pick up the game and you were to
Mhm.
play your level 3 killer,
Yeah.
and if it's randomly assigned, is there any chance that I'd be playing in the same game as you as a level 1 survivor?
Well, there is a chance, I think.
Or is it
But-
divvied up by levels?
Well,
I'm not 100% certain because there's also ranks.
Okay.
So there's like a whole ranking system on top of the leveling. So
Okay.
like somebody who's level 3 but rank 6 will probably be with other people who are not level 1.
All right.
But I could totally be wrong. I mean, I just started playing this game.
Follow-up question. Did you find that you got more points as a survivor or as the killer?
Well, when I did the killer, I was really bad. I didn't kill anyone. I didn't even hurt anyone.
So you were more just like a
I was running
old
around.
man on a porch. You kids get off
Well,
my
I was-
lawn.
I was
Don't
trying
turn
to
my
find
generators
somebody-
on.
But like, I'm so bad. I'm so bad with first-person games. There was this one person who was trying to help me by staying nearby so that I could hurt them. So I could get experience, because people in this game are surprisingly nice sometimes. But they would like run behind me and I'd completely lose them, and they could stand there for 5 minutes and I would not be able to find them. I'm that bad.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to have the killer not in third person, because in third person you basically have a 200-something degree field of view, because you see everything that's not basically from your shoulders and back, but you see everything else around you. So you could be looking around corners without actually having gone around the corner, which is what a lot of survivors will do. Is they'll just pan the camera around them, and they can see more without exposing their character.
You can't actually pan the camera without moving the character, though.
Even still, so I mean, your character's looking at a wall,
Yeah.
but you can see straight down the side of it, right? So
I mean,
past the corner stuff. So
it'd
I
be
can certainly
pretty
see as
tricky
a
to
killer.
do that.
I've seen enough videos of people playing the game where they do that.
I mean, if you back up enough, you could do it as the killer, too.
Well, then
Yes.
you're visible.
yeah, you'd be more likely to
I
be
don't
visible.
know.
'cause
But that's the thing, right?
Either
So-
way, I'm not going to play as the killer anymore because I'm bad and it's first person. So I'll just play as a survivor.
And to DJ's question about playing with your friends, if you're the killer and you play with your friends, you can join a lobby, but experience won't be handed out. Mostly because that way you can't boost your experience.
No, you still can.
No, you can play with your friends as survivors.
Yeah.
I just had an idea for a game for Extra Life.
What is it?
Have you guys ever heard of Awesome Knots?
Nope. No,
Yeah, we
we're not
talked
playing
about
that.
it in another podcast.
Yeah, we're not playing that.
Why
That's a
not?
garbage game. Remember that, DJ? It's a garbage
It's
game.
not a garbage game.
It's a
You're a
garbage
garbage
game.
person.
That's
for
exactly what you
garbage.
said last time.
You're a garbage person. Sean, have you ever played Awesome Knots?
No.
Okay, so
It's a garbage
shut
MMO.
up. Don't even. It's not even. No, it's
No,
not.
not
Why?
MMO, sorry.
Oh yes,
Here we go.
It's fun. It's good. Look it up. It's entertaining. It can go either match can go like 10 minutes or they can go like a half hour. It's fun. Matt's a horrible individual. We should put it down. You can have up to 6 people playing. It's awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
What were we talking about?
We were talking
Dead by
about-
Daylight. How
Dead
you
by
suck at the
Daylight.
killer and how you're never gonna play it again.
Oh no, I'm just not gonna be a killer anymore. I'm just gonna be a survivor.
It's
I
good that
started
you
to
don't
get
have it
good
in
at
you.
survivor. What?
It's good that you don't have it in you to be a killer.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I'm relieved.
But anyway, they might have changed it. My basis of talking about not getting experiences from watching Ryan Haywood from Achievement Hunter. He used to
Yeah.
stream Dead by Daylight, and when he was doing things, he wouldn't get experience for games he had with his stream, which was a bunch of people on his friends list playing. At least I
Okay.
seem to remember that happening. Maybe I'm
I
just
feel like,
crazy.
I mean, it's a pretty normal thing in
Well,
games
if
that
you're
have
making a private
advancement
map.
like that.
Yeah.
Private
Yeah.
lobbies
Yeah.
in multiplayer games usually don't award anything. Like
Yeah.
whether the game awards experience or like random loot drops.
Yeah, I don't think League of Legends even does that.
Even in Dota, where all you
No,
can do is
League.
cosmetic
You
stuff.
can have private games, and you get like minimal amounts of experience.
Okay.
At least it used to. I don't know if it still does. But yeah, to Sean's point, if you just start a private game and invite all your friends, you're not going to get shit.
Yeah.
But if you start an open game and you invite your friends, then I think that you still should be able to get points, because it's not ensuring that you get all your friends to fill in
Well,
the
when I
slots.
played with a friend, we were both survivors and we both got regular amounts of
Yeah,
points.
that's fine. You can
Yeah.
play with a group
So
of
you're
your own
working
survivors.
together.
It's so you don't have friends on both sides, like
Yeah.
the killer and the survivors.
Win trading.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because
fair enough,
yeah.
So if I played with this friend as a like me as the killer, him as the survivor, we probably wouldn't get as many points. It would make sense.
Miki,
but I
report
would
back.
also
Report
learn.
back.
Okay, I will.
Let's see how it goes.
I will.
You have homework.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about?
No, not really. That's
Okay.
that's pretty much it. I just suck as a
I
killer.
do want to say something. The whole advancing levels gets you more stuff in multiplayer games.
Bullshit.
They also
I hate it.
they
fucking
also
bullshit.
have like crates where you can pick up things, and if you use
Is it cosmetic? That's okay.
no, there's no cosmetics.
See, that's why I like
but-
Overwatch in that regards. Because when you get the loot crates and all that, like, all characters are the same. That's
no.
No,
They
loot
don't
crates are on
drop
the level.
crates. You when you're walking around,
Hmm.
Oh,
you'll
that's-
turn a corner, there's a tire, and the other corner there's a box with stuff in it.
Sure.
Oh, that's part of the game.
But
yeah,
if
that's
you
different.
if you don't survive the game, you don't keep the thing.
Right.
Which is also if you go into a game with like a health pack and you die, or if you use it, you don't leave with it.
No, I get that. No, that makes sense.
Which is also some of those abilities. If you use that ability and you die or you
Mhm.
don't win, you lose that ability.
Wait. So you could play Dead by Daylight, play a game as a survivor, pick up a health pack, not use it that game, play a brand new game, brand new people, knowing that you were playing with, and use the health pack you got in the last game.
Yep. If you
As
didn't
long as you
die.
That's-
survived.
That's
Hmm.
stupid.
I don't mind it so much.
I prefer
It's-
contained games
yeah.
where everyone comes
I'm
in
with
equal
Sean on this one.
grounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually do like that better, but I'm just talking about in the way that the game works, like where you can do stuff like that, where you can, one of the things you can get as a perk is to start with an item. So that's just a way of, I think it's their way of trying to level the playing field.
That's cool. I like that idea.
And also, so your card, if you brought a flashlight and you never used it and you escaped, you don't burn that card and not start with a flashlight. It's not just a wasted card. Which again, I think it's better to start on an even playing field, but a lot of people disagree. A lot of people want there to be advancement for them to keep them playing.
I think it's silly to have, just like the base increases of, so the killer gets up to a certain tier. You now do 5% more damage every time you hit somebody. Or you do have a chance of staggering somebody every time you... Like, I don't like that kind of stuff because... Which is kind of the reason why I don't like getting into games so late after they come out, because I'm so far behind. Everybody's so far... Like, I go into a match and I get wrecked.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why I'm bothered getting a new computer. Is if I go back to League of Legends, I'm just going to be...
Well,
you
I
know.
mean, League of Legends is changing up everything
I
right
know,
now.
and
Not that I like the
They
game,
also
I just
have updates weekly.
But
follow
that's
Where
why
they
you
change
play
items
Dota,
and
because in
whatnot.
Dota you have everything. And
Yeah,
everything else
Dota is
just,
great.
Yeah,
Dota
it's
is a
just
great
cosmetic.
game because everyone is 100% even playing field. There's nothing outside of the game
Yeah.
that'll affect your stats or how good you can do in the game aside from your own actual skill.
It's great. And
Yeah.
you always have access to all the characters, unless you choose to play single draft or something like that, where it limits everybody's choice to a certain number of
I don't
characters.
know
Yeah.
where single draft is.
Okay, just making sure. Not everyone will. I'm
League of
explaining
Legends-
to the audience,
League-
DJ. Some people haven't played these games.
It's pretty much like, well, if you haven't played League or Smite or Dota or Heroes of the Storm...
I mean, they might have just not gotten... They might have played one match and gotten sick of the toxic fucking communities in all of those games.
God,
Except
it
maybe
is-
Heroes. I don't know about Heroes.
Heroes-
it can get
It
toxic.
can, yes. Smite isn't as bad.
Smite was
But
awful when I played it.
a lot of people, no, the
It
thing
was
is that
worse
like a
than
lot of
Dota.
people who've gotten sick of League of Legends started playing Smite,
Okay.
and then that's where part of the toxicity
I kind of noticed that, but I kind of noticed
Well,
that like 2 years ago.
yeah.
Maybe 3 years ago.
I played
Yeah.
Smite when it was like early.
I only played it after it came out
Never
in
played
beta
it.
and stuff, and I've got it on the Xbox, and I'll muddle around with it every now and again. But it's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, early on Smite was...
I like wrecking
Really
bitches
bad.
as Hades. Playing Hades is so much fun.
I didn't get that far. I don't know how
Yeah,
many
see,
characters...
I
don't know if
played a
Hades.
couple games of Smite, but it wasn't. I didn't like it.
You don't like the third person aspect?
No, it was weird.
So
I
Hades
was not
has
a
an
fan.
ultimate where he travels distance, pops up, and then starts damaging everything in AoE around him. And then, oh no, sorry, that I just combo it. But he's
What?
there's a slow, and he heals as he deals damage to everybody around him. And then after the final, it's a channel, then it explodes and deals damage.
Okay.
So he
awesome.
literally does everything at once besides
It's
hard
great.
CC.
It's awesome. It's fantastic. That's
So
his ult. It's so
Slows,
good.
damages,
So-
and
No,
heals.
basically he's like the Karthus of for Smite. Karthus is anyway.
The
He's
heck's
supposed to
Karthus?
run in and die and do
It's a
damage.
league.
Yeah, it's a league play. It's a league champ.
I haven't played League in a long time.
I've
Okay.
played League all one time. Then I found Dota. I was like, oh, this is much better.
Yeah. Wait, that character looks cool, and I'm allowed to play him right now?
Yeah.
Yay.
See,
Well, actually, Dota has implemented a new players for like your first 20 games. There's
Yeah.
only like 20 heroes that you
Yeah,
have
but it's
access to.
the
Just-
basic
yeah.
heroes so you can learn how to play the game.
Yeah, of course.
And it's to keep you away from the people that are super toxic and are just hateful people.
Well, that's
Uh,
a different thing. I'm talking more of the actual heroes you could play.
Okay,
As
so
a
it's
new
not...
player in Dota now, it's limited to like, I
The
think it's
simple
24 heroes.
Mm.
24 simple ones, the 1-star heroes.
Right.
Right now they have a 1, 2, or 3-star difficulty rating, quote
I
unquote.
don't think that was
See,
in
no,
the game.
Or complexity rating.
But like, I find for games like Dota, I have no goal outside of just playing a game for the hell of it.
Yeah,
Getting
that's
better.
it. Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
but like I don't find that as a goal enough. Like for
Yeah,
League, I
that's
always
fine.
had the goal that I needed to get different champions. I
Get
needed to
good.
level up. And
I-
for Dead by Daylight, there's a leveling system. So I'm like, oh well,
Yeah.
and there's
why
multiple
those-
different characters and multiple, like, each character has its own level. So once you level one character up, well, you got 6 more to go. So.
I've never liked League because in Dota, a lot of the time it's about countering picks, and if you only have access to so many characters and you get matched against someone who has access to all characters.
If I could bring up a point of the only time you really match picks is when you're level 30, you're max level in the game, and you're playing ranked, or you're trying to prep yourself for ranked. I mean, if you're in the lower levels, the only people that are talking about matching other champions and countering and stuff are the people who are playing on Smurf accounts, which are alternate accounts that they're not level 30 so they can play with friends or whatever, or they just want to be good and all that shit. Yeah, those are people that just shouldn't bother, because at that point, people are still learning the game. Let them learn it, and don't worry about that stuff. Because I made a couple Smurfs accounts to play with people, and it's...
Dota, no matter what you played, people would bitch about you choosing a bad character against
Sure.
I think it's because everybody has all the characters already.
Yeah, that could be it, yeah.
But it's just like, no matter what you're playing, I'd play a game called a mode called Ability Draft in Dota. Ability Draft is the dumbest mode in the world. It gives you a list of characters, and you get to draft skills one at a time.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Based on the character that are in the game, plus 2 extra random ones so you can pull skills.
That's awesome.
And it's super fun. And people get so upset. It's the only game mode I've ever trolled people, and I don't usually troll people because you should just be having fun at a game. I don't want to ruin someone else's fun.
Guys, I'm gonna take all self-healing abilities.
No, the best is taking all the invisibility.
yeah.
Especially now that Ricky's is no longer on his ult. So you get his invisible, normal ability, you get another hero's invisibility.
When I first started playing, they didn't take Meepo's ult out. So you could have a character that was super tanky. The worst thing I played against was a treant that had Bristleback, Spines, and Meepo ult.
Okay, so now for me, who doesn't know shit all about Dota, what did you just say?
It means he takes 50% damage less from the back from being hit in the back, and every time he gets hit in the back, he has like a 40% chance to proc an ability that sends out Spines. And then he had 4 characters, and those Spines stacked to do extra damage, so he would just get hit, and every time he got hit, there's a chance to proc it, and then it would just proc again and again and again and again. It would just wipe out everybody, and no one could kill him because he's one of the tankiest characters in the game, one of the highest strength gains in the game, so he has the most health. He's got good armor. It was just a mess. It was impossible. I also managed to play a game with Centaur Warrunner where I didn't die even though I should have. I played a strength hero with Centaur Warrunner's thing and Essence Drain, I think. And it was stupid. Anyway, I'm going to bore people listening to this, so I'm going to stop right there. But Ability Draft's one of my favorite things in the world. It's so dumb.
I checked out.
Yeah, so did Miki. I could see it. And so did probably about 95% of our audience.
It was,
yeah.
Sean got really excited. I had no idea what you were talking
Dota's a hype game, dude.
Even among people who play Dota, Ability Draft is not a popular game mode. So most people are just like, oh, this is so dumb.
I like it when developers will take a game and just kind of go different with it.
Yeah.
You know? Because again, League of Legends, you had the Twisted Tree line.
Is it what?
For so long. That was the map. That was the
Twisted
base
Tree
map.
Oh,
Twisted
yeah.
Tree line. That was the base map. And then they introduced the threes map. That was neat. And then there's ones where people kind of created their own game, which was an ARAM. All random, all mid.
A level ARAM.
And those were fun. And then, so those were going on probably for 3 or so years. And then Riot came out with a 1-lane, all random map. That as soon as you join that game, your champion's automatically picked for you. You can switch with other people on your team if you want to. You can have up to X amount of rerolls. So if you wanted to, I don't like this champion. What's that?
Yeah.
That is ARAM.
Yeah, that's exactly. But they specifically made it so that as soon as you join, you go all random. As soon as it happens, and then all that stuff happens.
It wasn't like everyone agreed to click random, which is what it was before.
And it was then you didn't have the one dick who would go out to a different lane to farm or something, right?
Well, it's like people would get together. Like you'd find a group of people on some other site because League of Legends doesn't have its own guild chats and stuff like that. And you all go, hey, you guys want to play, and let's all go random. So we all hit the random button.
No, they didn't have a guild thing, but they had channels that you can go into.
Okay, yeah,
like an
so
open
stuff
channel.
like that. And you agree to go into a private match and not go to the other lanes. You agree to go all mid, all random. So what Riot did is they're like, hey, people are doing this. We're creating the game.
Threw me off because DJ mentioned the maps, and then he mentioned ARAM, which was all random, all mid.
Yes.
And then he started talking about it, and I thought he was talking about a different thing.
Sorry, no, they used to do it on the Twisted Tree line. So sometimes what would happen, though, is that the minions that would form up, there'd be different minion waves that could theoretically win the game for you by accidentally doing it. So there'd be sometimes where there'd be an agreement of like, okay, we are going to go kill these minions, then you're all going to kill us because we're going to have a gold boost because we just killed minions. So now you're going to kill us to get the gold boost, and then we'll come back to the middle and fight it out again. So Riot eventually said, no, we're just going to make a single lane map where everybody's going to go in and have their fun, kind of thing, where it's already done for you. There it is.
Eventually, when I was playing, I stopped playing League a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But for the longest time, I only played ARAM.
Oh, yeah. No, that was
I
my
just gave
basically
up.
go-to thing. I just stopped playing
Only
competitive
play
because
ARAM.
it was, as Matt said, toxic. And ARAMs are just fun.
They're so much
They're
fun.
just fun because you dick around. Like you won in an ARAM. Oh,
Yeah.
who cares?
Look, I
That's
was
what a
really
building
proud of
draft
some of
should
my
be, it's
ARAM
not.
games.
People get mad.
Oh no! I mean, some of them could get heated, and it's like it could be pretty top notch. And depending on the champion you get, you could be like, "Fuck yes, I am gonna wreck shop in this ARAM."
And sometimes you get a champion that's like a support and you still wreck shop.
Oh yeah.
That happened
Oh
to me.
no. Janna is a fantastic
Yeah,
character to have in an ARAM.
I got 40 kills as
Soraka.
Janna once.
Oh my God.
It was insanity.
You know what's kind of
I think I
a
stole
lame
all of
thing?
them.
A character that's only ever a support.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you
I
mean?
Characters
like
that can't
that.
switch
Look,
roles.
that is a very, very, very common thing. We are
Depends on
not
what you
going
buy
to
items
argue
for them.
this.
No,
Depends
this
on what
is
you buy
a
items
League of
for them.
Legends
No, it's
thing.
not.
Which character is it?
No, just
Like, just
League,
only
the
support
games.
characters.
I'm just talking about games in general,
Look,
where a
all of
character
your
is pinholed into
all
roles.
of your games that you
Yeah, that's
play
fair.
have only support characters. Think about it. All the games you play on 3DS that are
Alright,
RPGs, they all
those are
have only
one-player
support
games.
characters.
I'm talking about just in the MOBA genre itself.
How
the
many MOBAs
developers,
do you know about, Sean? How many do you
a
play?
lot. Developers pigeonholing characters
I don't
into
agree.
roles.
I don't agree. For example,
it.
so how many times have you played League of Legends?
I played a lot.
Okay, so Soraka, can she buy attack speed items? Can she
can,
buy
but
attack damage items?
She can, but
Can she buy ability power items?
here's the problem.
No,
Yeah,
because
she can.
go bananas. You can get some serious kills if you get some attack speed and attack
The
damage.
issue
up
with
there.
that is what Riot, they don't always do it. They haven't done it. But when people start playing champions in roles that they're not intended to, they nerf that.
Right.
Riot will nerf
Which
them
is
back
kind of why
into their role.
Aurelia kept getting nerfed so much.
Yeah. So I don't like that a developer decides, hey, I'm going to nerf them until everyone plays character I want, how I want them to play it.
Right.
And that's
Look,
what
Sean,
Riot
they
does.
have the power. They're allowed to do whatever they
They
want.
also have the
I know.
touch.
But that doesn't
I
make
just-
it a good thing to do.
No,
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't
So
say
I
it
don't like
was.
it. I think when I read a Reddit post, like it was four or 5 years ago, about the difference between how Riot balances and Ice Frog. Ice Frog's the people that like is the guy that balances Dota.
Yeah.
And like so in League, if there's a hero that's really good at wave clearing, better at wave clearing than every other hero, Riot will nerf their wave clear. Ice Frog, if there's a hero that's really good at wave clearing, will nerf their health.
Yeah, he'll make it so that
Why wouldn't they just reduce the damage that character can deal to?
So
minions?
that's the
he
thing.
can still do the same thing, but it gives him a vulnerability that he didn't have before.
So now you can
okay.
you can take advantage of
So
that.
strength is wave clearing, burst damage, whatever, but takeaway or downside is limited health, limited whatever.
Well, yeah,
blah,
like
blah, blah.
if a hero's good at something in
Yeah.
Dota, they generally let the hero be good at that, and they make them terrible at other stuff. So instead of just everyone being the same mush, kind of slightly different, heroes are like completely different.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas they have this weakness.
Yeah.
They're really bad. If you can exploit that weakness, that hero may as well be non-existent.
Like an example would be if a character's meant to be a wave clearer, or it does really well at wave clearing, they might maybe increase strength to give more health, but they'll decrease agility, which reduces their armor. And armor is more important against heroes than it is against creeps. You take like half damage from creeps or something like that.
Right.
So it's just stuff like that.
Yeah,
That they'll balance
it's
rather
just
than
how they balance it. They don't balance what they're good at,
Yeah.
or they don't. Sometimes, obviously,
Yeah.
in there are cases, most of the time you'll take it down what they're good at slightly, but it's mostly we're not going to nerf their damage, we're going to nerf their health.
Yeah.
Cool. You want to play this hero because they're damage, you can still play this hero because they're damage.
Have you guys ever thought of like what people playing different games call the same thing?
No,
What do
no.
you mean?
Like in
Champions,
Dota,
heroes.
well, there's champions or heroes,
Yeah.
minions or creeps.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new language.
Well, I mean, you refer to either in either games.
No,
You know,
but
so
I
referred
mean
to
like
them
the
in
creation of these things and how different they
League.
are.
Oh yeah.
Well, the main reason was like Riot was started by people who used to develop on Dota,
Yeah.
but they didn't want I mean, there's the whole Pendragon thing where he took over the Dota forums and essentially deleted them all. He deleted long since archived posts from like 7 years ago at the time.
That's shitty.
Why? Who
Because
is that guy?
He was salty.
Pendragon, he's the guy who started
Oh, okay.
Riot and started League of Legends and put up League of Legends ads on the Play Dota forums.
That's
Wow.
garbage.
And that's why That's why there's such a hate between the two communities. Well, like mostly Dota players towards League players because of that, like archived posts that mattered. And then he also stole ideas from the Dota hero ideas thing.
No shit.
So many of the starting heroes were almost directly from it. It's kind of really interesting that happened. And when he started his game, he obviously couldn't call everything what it was called in Dota. Right. He had to be different. He was just like, nope, everything's going to be different. And ever since then, every single game that has similar things like that now has to choose and be like, what side do you want to be on, champions or heroes?
Or they could think of a third.
Yeah, sometimes there's new stuff, but everyone ends up calling them
but at the same time, gods.
Yeah.
Well, they're all based off of gods.
Well, yeah,
so that's
that's just an easy route.
It's really
but
cool.
I'm pretty sure they go by creeps.
But it's also what does the like gaming community call these things? Because they don't have to call them the same things. Like,
gold.
Yeah, exactly.
Money.
Do they call it gold? Do they call it money?
I just call it money because that's how you get your money.
Like, does Dota ever refer, like the game itself, refer to the little NPC enemies as creeps?
Okay. Their name is melee creep and range creep.
Yep. That's very on the nose.
And siege creep.
Very on the nose.
I've also never heard someone playing Dota call them minions.
It's always creeps. No one calls it's creeps, towers, heroes. If you say champions, minions, or turrets, then you get some other random toxic person on the team going, oh my god, good fucking low.
Yeah.
Or you'll just get gibberish in Russian or Peruvian or some.
That's why I turned off all chat.
Yeah.
Like when I played League, it got to the point where I get so mad at people. My buddy's like, just why? Like, you could turn off all chat. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And then for the last 9-10 months of me playing League, I did not have all chat on. I type all good GG at the end of games, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. They can't see that.
I'm the kind of player a lot of people hate because I like to talk while I'm playing. And even my brother, like, I played Dota like twice with my twin brother. And at the end of the second, I was like, you talk too much. I'm like, I'm having fun playing a game. I'm not taking it super seriously. Like, I just want to talk to people.
Oh, yeah. Well, same thing with me and my brother Alex. We used to play League every once in a while. And he was a far better League of Legends player than I ever could hope to be.
Yeah.
Like, he just has a knack for competitive gaming.
Yeah.
Like, especially MOBAs and stuff. And, yeah, I'd be constantly trying to talk. And he was like, shut up, dude. I'm trying to concentrate. I'm like, well, we're trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to set up some ganks here with you. Like, what are you doing, dude? Just let's talk this out. And he's like... Basically, he's like, yeah, just ping. I'm like, I don't know the shortcuts. And he's like, do this stuff. And I'm like, we're literally across the hall from each other. Can't we just talk to each other at this point?
Well, I think the big problem for me is I started playing Dota with friends.
Oh, yeah.
And we would be in, like, Vent or something, or TeamSpeak or whatever, and we'd be talking over that. So that's how I learned to play. And when I play with random people, and I'd start talking to them and asking them, like trying to see who's doing what. Like, what are you going for? And, of course, when you're playing with random people... Generally, they just want to do what they want to do, and they don't want to talk about anything.
And especially in Dota, items matter so much more. If someone on your team is getting an invisibility item, you don't.
Yeah, and the big thing is, I play support, so I need to fucking know what people are doing. And they're just like, shut up, stop talking. I'm like, I'm not going to stop talking. Like, we need to communicate it in some way. It's like, no, just do your job. Like, I'm support. I need to know what you're doing to do my job.
Yeah, no.
So I never really played quite like that. I always played for fun. I didn't care if we lost. I didn't care if we won. I didn't care. Whatever.
Oh, I'm down.
So I always turned all chat off. But once I played with a friend, we were like in the same room playing whatever. We both turned all chat on, and we had this plan before we even started to go into the game, and it worked out really well because we were doing really bad, and there was no way we were gonna win. So we just kind of gave up, played average, and we went into all chat and we started doing like a boy meets girl sort of thing in the chat. And there were other people on the other side being like, what the fuck is going on here? And it was the funniest thing just to see the reactions. We ended up doing it a couple of times because it was so funny.
Social experiments.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like hurting anyone else or anything.
Oh, no, it's hilarious.
It was just to see the reactions of these people because it was so funny.
Might as well have some fun in a doomed game.
Exactly. That was essentially what we were doing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Although I don't play the game anymore, I still watch Potato Monster. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. He does a League of Legends top 5 plays of the week, and there are some pretty cool. I can still appreciate some of the mechanics and stuff that the people use. But I did see a guy get pulled to a fountain as a guy was teleporting back. It's one of those glitches that was pretty funny to watch.
I think Dota's more or less rooted all of those out by now. I know there's for a while you could teleport as Pudge. You could send your hook out and then teleport back to Pudge has a hook. He throws it and pulls people. And you could hook someone, teleport someone, and it would just have a huge hook dragging them all the way back to them.
It was actually something that had to do with the hero Chen. It also worked with Coddle at the time.
Yeah.
So the hero Chen in
That's it,
Dota,
yeah.
he has an ability that returns your character to the fountain. So you go back to base after a couple of seconds. So if you time that up with a hook, then you go back to base after your hook hits. It gets pulled all the way to the fountain.
Does Chen have that? I thought it was Wisp and Coddle.
Man, I was so
Wisp
lost. I
has
didn't know it
teleport
was
anywhere.
fountains.
Coddle has teleport to Coddle, and Chen has teleport to base.
Okay.
It's the same ability as creep, converting a creep.
Yeah, got it.
A team actually, I get quote unquote, abused this during the international, which for Dota is like, it's Dota's world. It's like
Worlds.
the ultimate. It's Worlds. It's the ultimate thing.
It's an international competition.
Multiple millions on the line because the Dota community is ridiculous and will pay into a huge prize pool.
Well, where they don't ever have to pay for
finals.
other things, you can pay for stuff for their I think it's called the International. There's a book that you can buy, and you can kind of see things, and you can
lately
place
they've been adding more stuff to it, right? Where
Yeah.
every year you actually get more stuff instead of like the first couple of years they did it. It was almost purely, hey, just give us money for the prize pool.
Yeah, and now they do things like, hey, we hit this goal, we'll remodel this hero that people don't like the look of. We'll release
goals.
an additional
Pretty
we'll
much.
release
Stretch
additional
goals. They
voice
added
act for another
stretch
character.
Yeah, they added stretch goals the second year they started doing it.
Yeah,
And then they've gotten crazier and crazier and just more stuff for the base.
I haven't played in like 3 or 4 years, so I don't know what they've done recently. But
Released whole like campaigns.
oh, really?
Yeah, like a Dota or a Warcraft 3 style campaign.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It was apparently terrible.
Go
Oh, is
figure.
that what you've been playing?
No.
Oh.
No, I was playing a
Oh.
custom game that someone made. Yeah, Dota has a whole custom game engine now.
Yep. The
Pretty
last
cool.
time I played, that was new.
People are basically remaking all the Warcraft 3 custom games. Which is
It's
great.
actually a lot of them are really fun. A lot of them are broken and don't work.
Oh, I love Warcraft 3 and the
People made Mario Kart in Dota.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
How did they do
So
that?
it's essentially top-down Mario Kart. Yeah, your character's forced to move. You just click to slide around,
Interesting.
and you get Mario Kart-like abilities,
Yeah.
like pickups and items that you use. It's hilarious.
I want there to be a new Warcraft. I
Yeah.
think if there's a new Warcraft that comes out, that's what
They-
made me
I mean-
contemplate buying a new computer.
Blizzard already has been like, Warcraft is their MMO IP and their RTS IP is StarCraft. They're basically
sucks.
sticking with that
That makes
from
me
now on.
sad.
But talk about new games. I know we don't usually talk about things that happened recently, and this was quite recent, so I don't know what's going to happen to this section of the podcast. But
Don't worry,
They
I'll throw a punch him if
purged.
he gets too recent.
it was Red Dead Redemption 2 released their trailer.
I thought that wasn't being released until next year.
It's not. I'm just saying the trailer was released very recently.
That's what I mean. The trailer, I thought that was teased, and then the trailer we are working to get.
Trailer
next
for the
year.
trailer.
Yeah, it happens.
cruel.
Oh, yeah.
It was a cinematic trailer. It didn't show any gameplay,
Okay.
but it was released a couple days ago.
Cool.
And Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite games of all time. So I'm super excited for this
So,
game.
did it have a release date at the end of it, or is
I
it?
think it was just generally 2018, but
Of course.
I can't really remember. Yeah, it's not coming out this year, unfortunately.
No, of course not.
I've not played Red Dead Redemption.
I watched
what
him
kind of
play
game
it
is
once.
You
Is
were
it just-
missing out. It's
Is
fun.
it just like, what kind of game is it?
It's GTA with
Third-person
horses.
shooter.
GTA with horses. All right, that's what I thought.
That's a good
That's
description.
what I thought. I was like,
It's made
I'm
by
pretty sure it's
Rockstar,
like
so-
Wild West GTA.
Yeah.
But
It's a lot of fun. It's,
Spiritual successor to Red Dead Revolver. I played that. It was fun.
there's a
I
chance
beat
I
it,
have
actually.
Red Dead Redemption in my Steam library.
It's a good game. I recommend it.
Never
Yeah.
played it.
John Marston.
did they ever release it on PC? I didn't know. If they
I
did.
don't know. I have no idea.
Pretty sure they did.
They probably did. They must have at some point. I
I
mean,
feel like I've seen it in my Steam library.
Hmm.
yeah,
Too many games.
yeah.
I just
How many
scroll right
games do you
past it.
have?
218.
284. Ah, yeah.
All right, calm down.
Oh god.
Calm down,
Here we
Matt.
go.
I'm the winner.
Yes, whose
Congrats, you are the
digital
wiener.
dick library is bigger?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to include the physical game library. I was about to say physical dick library, and it just didn't sound as good. But if you want
You
to
hiding
include
something?
the physical game library,
I think we
I've
just
got
found some new stretch goals.
you can show off your physical dick library.
God.
Oh, no.
But yeah, lots of games. I don't. There's. Well, I was actually just looking at SteamDB right before we were recording this, and 23% of them are unplayed.
Yeah.
Like literally 0 hours.
Yeah. I think it was like 21% were unplayed for me, which is just, that's a lot.
Lots of bundles where you get some random crap game that you're never going to touch.
Yeah,
usually I try to play them.
For me, it's bundles, and it's games that are like, that release like a test version. They have like the beta as well, like Dota has that, and there are games that were re-releases, remasters that they just gave me. I'm like, why would I play this? I played it years and years ago.
Same reason why everybody bought Skyrim remastered.
Except I didn't. I got that for free because I had it on PC.
Yeah, if you had. Well, you only get it for free if you already had all the expansions at the time too. Which I felt like I was like, why didn't I just get those expansions right before that? But I haven't played Skyrim. I'm probably gonna buy it on the Switch.
Well,
Seriously?
I just end up modding everything in StarCraft. No, Skyrim. So it's just like the remaster just doesn't make sense because there's already more stuff in my modded game.
Does the remaster not have the same mod support?
I don't think it has the same mods. I think they'd have to remake it because it's remade on a better engine, I believe.
That sucks.
I'm not entirely sure, but I already have my modded files, so I didn't really look into it.
You can mod base Skyrim to the point that is basically remastered, right?
You can, yeah. I usually go more for content than appearance. Like, I did go for appearance in one thing where I made, it made the cities have more foliage, so that they just, it just looks nicer. Like, the world isn't quite as barren, is basically what it is.
I'd rather download those mods than the, hey, unicorns and naked people mods.
Yeah, or the Thomas the Tank Engine, or Dragon Thomas the Tank.
I've seen that. It's terrifying.
And then there's the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did anyone hear that? That's from the opening thing when Alduin comes in. If you have that mod in, you
hear a Dragon Roar, but they replaced all the Dragon Wars with "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
Okay.
It's from Macho Man, gosh. So it's "Oh yeah."
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
Modding communities do some great things and also do some really terrible "why did you do this" things.
Yeah, like there's the My Little Pony mod where you can make your characters into My Little Ponies.
What?
Bipedal My Little Ponies. That's
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
If they're standing on their hind hooves.
There, yeah. So, weird things that modders do. And then there's the weird,
We're going down a rabbit hole, guys.
We are.
No, we are.
There's a weird sex dungeon.
Do you want to get out of this rabbit hole? I can take us out of this rabbit hole.
Take us out of this rabbit hole.
You know what? I think...
Hey, Sean, weren't you talking about a game that I've never heard of before?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to take out of the rabbit hole.
Well, before you start talking about this, we're getting pretty far into the podcast now. I don't want to get this too long, so we can always talk about that next time.
I suppose.
Sucks for you, nerd.
It's okay. I'll probably know more about the game then.
Can we not end on a weird rabbit hole mod note, though?
All right.
What are we
going to end on?
DJ rant?
No.
A rant?
No.
I can get a good rant here going, people.
I'm good to go.
No, guys, I'm warmed up. I'm ready to go. I haven't said a whole lot in this podcast. I got some stuff built up. Let's go. Come on. No, I got a good podcast. I got a good rant.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
I'm Sean.
It's Miki.
And Matt.
And that's DJ over there.
Thanks for listening.
Let me live my life.